Hello and welcome to the Upside Down Life. My name is Evan and I make these videos to be a blessing to you and your walk with the Lord, whether this is your first time watching one of my videos or you're coming back for more. Like I said, the whole purpose is that they're blessing you. Today, I want to talk about fear, how fear has affected my life, but more importantly, how fear works in destroying the things in our lives, but also how we can counter that in our lives. So I have not been making videos to some extent out of fear. I'm also in school right now, as you can see, to be a pilot back here. And so some of my time has been consumed, but I have had free time to make videos and have not. And a lot of that is out of fear. First off, I'm not a perfect person, right? And so I don't always feel qualified to share his word with people. Two, what if I say something that's just absolutely wrong and leads people down the wrong path? Three, what if the trolls show up? But also, one of the biggest fears is that most of the things I want to share, people already know. Also, the fact that I'm in college. If you knew me a couple years ago, this is another fear. I would have not gone to college. Now that we've discussed some of my fears, let's talk about fear. The way that I've discovered that fear works, and this is my life, and I could be wrong, but I think that we're going to see that it's very similar in all of our lives. Once we make a mistake, once we feel like we've let somebody down, once we start walking in shame and things like that, what happens is our vision becomes like my vision right now. If I have my glasses on, you can only see things that are close to you. You can see blurs of things out in the distance, and those blurs are opportunities. Maybe it's a job you want, maybe it's a career you want to pursue, or like for me, going to school. And these are the blurry things, like my humidifier over there, that are blurry right now. And fear makes it so that you don't even take the steps that are needed. And when you don't take the steps that are needed, when that like a car, when that opportunity comes close, sometimes you can jump on it and you can make it happen, but more often than not, you are not prepared. And when you're not prepared, the opportunity passes you by. When the opportunity passes you by, what happens? More fear, more shame, more doubt, worry, anxiety, fear. And so now the vision becomes even more blurred. And the big one of those is shame, and that I think relates to videos. I've had great ideas, I feel like, to make videos and haven't made them, and then it becomes, well, why didn't you do that? And I believe you need to answer those questions with the Lord so that that shame could be dealt with. That is what I think fear does. That is how it steals from us. It changes our vision. It keeps us short-sighted, so that opportunities, when they don't come, it's not that you don't see them, right? That's the insidious nature of fear. It is that you exactly see them, but you don't do anything about them, so that fear can rise up more, so that shame can rise up more on your shoulder. So how do we combat this? I really believe we combat this with hope. In the New Testament, it talks about Abraham waiting on Isaac, and it says that he did not count anything possible to keep God from doing what God promised he would do in his life, giving him his son Isaac. It goes on to say that he hoped against hope, which is something that bothered me or frustrated my mind. I didn't understand it till this week. There is a hope that comes natural. Abraham, for where he was, he could not expect to have a son. He was old age. His wife was beyond childbearing years. That's the first hope. It says there's a way that seems right to man, but it leads to death. That is that hope. It is when you just add things up that you've seen. It's like Habakkuk, it's Psalm 73. It's when the saints become frustrated because it does not seem like the Lord is doing A, what he's able to do, but also B, what he said he would be doing right now. Like Abraham was attempting to have a child and he was not having a child. And this is when the Lord said, you will have a child. And so even though his wife was not getting pregnant and other things were happening, he made some mistakes along the path of having his son. He never accounted that God was not able to do what he said he would do. And that's the power of repentance. When our mind does lose hope, God doesn't hold that against us, but it allows us to put our mind on a hope that is uplifting to the soul of man. It's the hope that one day I'll be living in the tropics and I won't have to worry about winter. Like funny story about that school, I told my dad and other people, there's no way I'm coming to Minnesota because there's some schools in Oregon and other things like that. It's not that I don't like the cold, but if I could be somewhere where it's not as cold, I would prefer to be there. But the fact was, this was the school that had the best opportunity for me at the time. And so I came here, and that's just a funny story. Anyway, in conclusion, fear steals, kills, and destroys our hopes, not only our hopes and dreams, but really opportunities because of the slothfulness, the doubt, the worry, and everything else it instills in our lives. And so we must fight fear with hope. Hope that all good things work for the good of those who love the Lord. Not meaning that some things won't be uncomfortable, but knowing that they're going to work for the good. Frustration could turn into fear, anger, and a lot of other things. But I've really learned through this semester how to focus that into hope. And so I would just ask that you all do the same thing for the sake of your heart, soul, and keeping hope alive in your heart. So I love you guys. I'll see you next time. Peace.